Hello, folks. Hello, folks. What's going on? I'm your host, Angel, the host of the Young Entrepreneur Mindset Podcast. Listen, please, if you're getting this notification on Facebook, please share this content. Okay, we're gonna have a great episode. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. Subscribe, please. Listen, subscribe. Look, there's one click away. That's it. Just subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. You're not gonna get no email. You're not gonna get no notification or nothing like that. Just subscribe to the channel. Give me some support because I'm on route to 300 subscribers, and my goal is to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. So please help me out because 300 is a lot closer to the goal. All right. So, guys, we're going to have a great episode today. I want you to tune in. If you're watching this right now live, listen, sit back, relax, get your popcorn, get your refreshments, get your energy. I got my energy right here. I'm ready to go because this is going to be a great episode. We're going to have so much good information, so much content, very important content that you need to listen and understand. So, guys, thank you and welcome to the show. Buckle up and let's have some fun. Yes, welcome back, guys. Listen, like I said, man, this is a great episode. So excited to be here. I'm so blessed. Thank you. Happy Friday, guys. I hope you guys had a great week, man. So much going on, so many things going on this week. A lot of busy stuff, but thank God we're here. I don't know if you see, guys can see my shirt. God is good all the time. Yes, yes, yes. God is good all the time. You better recognize that, man. All right, folks. So listen, man. I am blessed. I'm honored to be here again because, like I said, everyone that's giving me this opportunity, I'm so blessed because this is great content, man. And this is not about quantity but about quality. That's why my podcast, if you're just joining, you're downloading it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, iTunes, anywhere. Thank you first of all for downloading and taking time for listening to this content because, listen, like I said, this is quality. This is good quality information that I want you guys to have, okay? Because I'm not just inviting any person. I'm inviting experts, people who are have given their sacrifice, they have studied, they have done the research, they have been there, they have done that. All right? So this is people that you can reach out to. You have questions, I'm going to have all the links. I'm going to have everything there. So guys, please subscribe to the channel. Follow this on Facebook. If you know anyone could benefit from this information, please share it. All right, please share. It's very important to share because sharing is caring, right? Like they say, all right, guys. So listen, welcome again, man. I hope you guys tune in to the very end because this gentleman that I recently met, like I said earlier today, very fine gentleman, man. This is a guy that, man, even before, right before we came online, he said, can I do a prayer, man? And what a blessing it is, right, to have people that want to pray right before the podcast because we want God to lead us through this. And it's not about us, it's about him. It's about communicating with the community. If there's a way that I could give it back to the community and this is the way to do it, then I'm be glad to do it, and I'm be glad to do it in his name, right? So guys, listen, get your notes, get your information. I'm gonna have all his information here. And like I said, man, a great gentleman, family guy, a man of God, a friend now that I could add to my friend list, real friend list, not just those friends on Facebook that you don't even know who they are, but a true friend that I just recently met. He's excited to be here because he's gonna be giving and sharing so much content regarding financial literacy and things that we need to know. I'm gonna learn from it myself. So, guys, this guy has a lot of information. So, guys, after the episode, I'm gonna have all the download information. The audio download is gonna be available as soon as we finish this podcast. So, guys, follow me on Instagram as well. There's my Instagram there account there, Twitter account and whatnot. and then later I'm gonna explain to you what other products I have back here. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, let's welcome, man, my brother, my friend, Myke. Man, Myke, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? Everything good, brother? Wait a minute, what happened to the audio? Your audio went, or you froze? Oh, you have it on mute, man. Hold on, brother.
There we go.
There we go. All right,
Yeah,
man. Go ahead. How you doing, brother?
I'm an expert.
Ah,
No, I was just streaming it. I forgot that I needed to stream it on my page. So hopefully it's streaming now because then I started to hear two echoes of you talking and stuff. So
oh,
yeah, hopefully I got that streaming right now. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. First of all, thank you so much for your time, man. I want to thank you for, taking out of your time. I always say this, man, because it's a blessing to have people that have so much on their schedule, so much on your plate. I know I'm a person like that have so much going on right now. So when I see anyone that takes out of their time, is valuable to me. Is very valuable. So listen, man, how's everything? How's your family? How's everything out there in California on the West Coast, man?
Yeah, everything is good, man. First, I just want to give it back to you, though. You having this platform for entrepreneurs to be even beginner entrepreneurs, seasoned entrepreneurs to be able to come out here and share information. I mean, it's just amazing what you're doing, and I know that you yourself, being an entrepreneur, I know that you've got your nutrition company that you do. You got your energy right next to you and stuff. I see your stuff behind
Yeah,
there
yeah,
too.
yeah.
I see you.
I got my
You,
I got my dry mailbox, the dry mailbox
yeah,
insert.
I
I'll
was
explain to that at
I
the
said,
very end.
this guy is even giving selling mailboxes, man. That's next level.
I'll
But
tell you, man.
no, really,
Yeah,
man, I really appreciate you having me on this show because one of the
yeah,
things I know for sure is, your name of your show is Entrepreneur's Mindset. One thing I know for sure is that it all
yeah,
starts with the mindset.
yeah,
Even in the word, you got that big God across the thing. Even in the word, it says,
yeah.
"Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." That's how
Mine.
we're gonna make a change. So I
Yes.
appreciate you having this platform, and I appreciate you having me on, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have
Yeah.
your Instagram here. I'm just gonna flash these real quick so that people that want to follow you,
Mm.
Michael Jamal. I'm sorry, how you said the last name?
Jeter,
Jeter.
like the
Okay,
ball
Jeter.
player, like
Yeah,
number
Derek
two.
Jeter, man.
Yeah, but with a G.
Well, with the G, exactly. All right, that's cool. And then also you can follow him on TikTok at credit, credit, credit. All right, man.
A
That's awesome, brother.
lot
So
of fun
listen,
time.
man. I know, right?
Yeah.
Listen, thanks again. So let's get into it, man. For my audience that's tuning in right now, I have a couple people here. First of all, let me just go ahead and send a shout out. Of course, my wife, she's tuning in. I said,
Thank you.
if you want me to promote your business, you gotta tune in. So you know how that is. Also, shout out to Jimmy Gonzalez Jr. He's saying amen over here because he's also
All
Jimmy
right.
Gonzalez. By the way, follow his podcast because his podcast is called the Uncompromising Entrepreneur.
Mhm.
So he has a really good podcast. Follow him on there, and he already commented. So look up Jimmy Gonzalez Jr. because I know you guys could relate to a lot of entrepreneurship. He has a great podcast. So thank you, Jimmy, for tuning in. So go ahead, man. Let's uh let's go ahead and talk about your story, man. I like talking about stories.
Oh,
You
snap.
growing up, your parents, your siblings. Oh, by the way, we're about the same age, guys. So we grew up. I was born in '75. He was born in '76. So we grew up in that same music era, the '80s, the '90s, the hip hop. A lot of.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of things in common. But how was it for you growing up? Where you from and whatnot?
Um, I grew up in San Jose, California. I was born in San Francisco, but I grew up in San Jose, California,
Okay.
on the east side. Uh, Yeah, man. I had my mother. She was a nurse. She was also going to school, studying. She was an LVN studying to be an RN at that time, and
Okay.
so she was a single parent, just trying to raise two kids. My sister, she's a year and a half older than me, Jamila, and yeah, it was just a lot of time with just me and my sister, spent at home and stuff, and Mom would make us meals and stuff, and it'd be under this nice saran wrap and stuff, at each different meal and stuff, because she had to go to work and she had to go to school and stuff. So
Wow.
it was a lot of time, being alone and being on our own. And I think that might have played into a little bit of my independence and my being
Ah,
okay with being on my own,
okay.
including entrepreneurship and all that kind of stuff. So, um, yeah. So,
So
what
you
else?
basically you were when you were growing up, you're like on your own. Like
Yeah.
I,
Actually,
I identify with that because I have my two sisters, but they lived here in Florida, so I was in Puerto Rico, so I pretty much grew up with just friends from the neighborhood, but I didn't have any siblings in the house.
yeah, we spent a lot of time, outside with our friends and everything. And, mom would come home and have us come in and stuff. And we clean the house or whatever, or, do whatever she asked us to do, and then go to bed and go to school. A lot of times we were, walking to school or getting on the bus by ourselves or whatever. So I only say that again, like I said, because now I'm actually looking back and I'm thinking, wow, that's probably where a lot of, my independence came from.
Independent.
We were okay with, cooking on the stove, at 6 and 7 years old. My sister was 7, I was 6 years
Wow.
old. We were okay with cooking on the stove and everything. And nowadays, if kids got left home like
Yeah,
that, yeah, it'd be like whoop, whoop, CPS.
I
But
know.
but for some reason, the neighbors, like you said, we were raised in a time during like the 80s and stuff. It was totally different than what it is now. Like neighbors could just come over and they would check on us, and they could come in the house or whatever, or just knock on the door, and then so
Okay.
it was just a different time and stuff. But that's kind of the younger years.
Who was more of your role model, if any you could say your growing up? Who inspired you to do something great?
Who inspired me to do something great? Even though my mom was gone a lot, she provided a lot of opportunities for myself and my sister to explore and do different things. I was in guitar. We were both in guitar. We were both in piano.
Okay.
My sister didn't continue with guitar and piano, but she did continue with dancing. I did not continue with dancing when my mother put me in dancing, but to this day, I still play the guitar. I still play the piano. Um, I,
Okay.
I enjoy that stuff. So I would actually have to say, as far as having a lot of opportunities to do great things that still inspire me today, I would
Yeah.
say I would say it would be my mom. My dad also,
Okay.
he's the one that brought me to God. So
Ah.
yeah, that's
Okay.
a big one. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But that's good. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I mean, there's always someone that inspire you to do good things. I always say when I grew up, basketball, sports, develop a lot of leadership skills in my life and whatnot. So that helped me along the way and whatnot to be that leader, to be doing stuff like this. So that's why I think entrepreneurship. I think that we're born entrepreneurs. Is that later down the road we develop the skills and we start recognizing that platform and whatnot.
I believe it. Yeah.
So when you were in high school, what take us through high school, man? How was high school? What were your plans to after high school? In high school we were like, oh man, I was thinking I was gonna be this NBA basketball player and everything, and then I was like, no, being 5'8", 5'9", that's not gonna work, man.
You sound like one of my mentors. Yeah, he's about 5'8". His name is Billy.
Yeah,
He said the same thing. He said at one point I thought I was going to be in the NBA, and then I
yeah,
stopped growing at like 5'8", and I was like,
yeah.
but in
Mm.
high school, I was still in music. I enjoyed doing things like I wasn't into sports. I didn't really. In junior high, I tried to do football. My mom put me in football, and I don't know. I just never really got into doing sports or whatever. So, but in high
Okay,
school, I was into music. I was into drama, and I was really into writing. Also, I enjoyed English class and stuff, and sometimes I'd stay in there to
okay,
finish writing whatever paper it is that we were trying to do, and I wanted to get
yeah,
critiqued by the teacher and stuff. So I enjoyed that kind of stuff, and um,
okay,
yeah. But as far as what I wanted to
After
do.
high school?
Yeah, I actually wanted to be, and we talked about this a little bit, but I actually wanted to go to the armed services. I wanted to go to the
Ah,
Marines.
that's right.
I
Yeah.
wanted to go to the Marines. Um, yeah, I went down there and I applied. I met with the recruiting officers and stuff, and I liked everything. I never even considered any of the other armed forces, Navy,
Okay.
Army, Air Force. Never even considered any of them. I just
No,
I
the
really
Marine.
wanted the Marines because, like I said, I was raised pretty much independently. Myself and my sister, we were raised pretty much independently, and
Wow.
so having that happen, there was a little bit of wandering, a little bit of wandering. I'll say, that's light talk for getting into trouble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what it was I recognized that inside of myself, and I knew that I needed some type of discipline. And
Ah,
at the time, my father wasn't really in my life at that time,
okay.
like like really solidly, like he was, like in my teens. I mean, in my later 20s and stuff when he brought me to God and everything. But
Okay.
I knew I needed the structure, I needed the discipline, and so I chose the Marines. However,
Okay.
I never made it.
Okay. Go ahead. Share that story, man. Go ahead.
So I had the entrepreneur spirit, man. I just chose the wrong vehicle. I
Uh-huh.
chose the wrong vehicle. So I got caught on campus at high school with a few joints.
Okay.
Yeah, joints. Marijuana. So
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
in
Yeah.
case people don't know, uh,
Exactly, right?
what a joint is.
A joint?
But and the funny thing is I don't smoke. I mean, I don't do any of that kind of stuff at all,
Right.
but I don't
I
even
know.
like the
Yeah.
smell of it. I don't even like the smell of it.
Okay. I
But
feel you.
I thought that, when I was high school, I had rolled them up so nicely and I was gonna sell these joints. And yeah,
Ah.
that didn't last very long. It was probably like the second day. I got caught by on campus security. They're always like,
Wow.
yeah, they're like undercover police. And so I was actually arrested and I went to jail for 3 days. Yeah. And I went
And
to jail.
then how did that connect with the trying to subscribe, to the join the
Well,
Marine?
like nowadays, they wouldn't care, but back
Okay.
then in the 90s, that was 94, 95.
Yeah.
They were not, playing any games. So I go down to Oakland MEPS. This was at the Oakland facility, downtown Oakland. And I go to MEPS and I'm about to get sworn in. It's me and a bunch of, other guys, just ready to go to the Marines.
Yeah.
And one of the officers comes in and he says, "Hey, the XO is going to be in here to swear you in. If there's anything that you feel you need to add to your," I mean, he was really laid, and I felt like he was talking to me, Angel. I felt like he was talking to me.
Wow.
So he was like, if you feel like you need to add something to your enrollment,
Right.
or whatever, or you got something to say, now is the time to
Now
do
is
it.
the
Once
time.
you're sworn in with the XO, once you're sworn in,
Ooh.
you and we find out anything, you will face time in the brig. So
Yeah.
it's like a year or time in the brig, and then they also said like a $25,000 fine, and I was just like, yeah,
Ooh. I'm
right
guilty.
here. I couldn't. Like my
Your
conscience.
conscience, bro. Your
It was
conscience is like,
it was
mm-mm.
already, yeah.
Yeah.
So yep. So that dashed my whole Marines goals and everything, and
Wow.
yeah,
So then
yeah.
after that, so what happens after that?
After that, and I get out of high school and everything, and I graduate. There was no way I was not going to be able to graduate. My mom would have probably murdered me. But after that, it was just a steady stream of just kind of yeah, waywardness. Yeah.
Okay.
Hanging around like the wrong people and stuff. And
Yeah,
they
the
weren't
wrong
the
crowd.
wrong people at the time, but together
Yeah.
we, ended up finding ourselves in the wrong places. And then we,
Yes.
perpetuated that with one another because we were such good friends. but that's kind of just the way it tends to happen, like, a group of
Exactly.
friends, and you just wind up getting into stuff. And
Nah, man. I like sharing. I like hearing these stories, man, Michael, because all of us have gone through something crazy in our lives. All of us, no matter what. Even if you're with God now, or you believe, or you found God at an early age or whatnot. But all of us have our stories. We all have our stories and whatnot. It's how you overcome those obstacles. That's why I became a fan of this podcasting, because it's learning how you transition, right, from that past to now the present, and how you connect with what you're doing now, and you helping other people and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get into what we really came into to do, talking financial literacy and whatnot. Thank you for sharing that story. Yeah, and
Mhm.
talking about credit. So how, first of all, how did you get into what you're doing now? How take us in through that?
Okay. Well, this is a story I've told so many times because it's an important story because, like you said, we all end up in predicaments or whatever,
Right.
and that includes with credit. The best
Exactly.
of people have bad credit, and I was one of those people. And it was actually a couple of years ago. I want to say I met my wife maybe about 6 years ago. We've been married for about a year, and
Okay.
so we were engaged, and I was living in a 400 square foot apartment in Hayward, California.
Wow.
So pretty small place and stuff. But it was just my place at that point.
Yeah.
However, as things moved on, I wanted her to, obviously, move in and stuff, and I wanted to also, be good with her parents and everything. And I'll be
Definitely.
honest, like, I was a little embarrassed. Um, you know, they have such a nice home and stuff, and such nice things and everything in their
Okay.
house, and their daughter is such, an amazing person and stuff, and so beautiful, and it's just like. Um, I was bringing them to this, I would be bringing them to this, you know, this place that didn't even have an elevator. We were on the second floor. They had to walk up these crickety steps that are like,
Wow.
squeaked and everything. You get a splinter if you run your hand up the
The real.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're wearing chupla or something, then you catch your feet on nails.
Wow.
Going across the to our front door and stuff. So yeah, so I was living in this place, and it was like 400 square feet. I had a 592 credit score, and together she and I, like we wanted to do something bigger. And yeah, I see her in there. She's saying so true.
Oh
But
yeah. I see
we
that. Yeah.
we wanted to do better and everything. And I'm telling you, man, if people don't believe that God puts people in your path for a reason, then I think you need to get closer to God, because I'm telling you,
True.
I not only got with an amazing woman, but her brother was the one that had this this credit restoration thing he put in front of me. And
Ah.
he says,
Okay.
hey, maybe you should take a look at this. I took a look at it, and it has some really great services and everything, but for some reason, I felt like I needed to pray about it because I didn't know much about credit at that time, and
Right.
it just seemed like a lot, and then it seemed like it just seemed like there was a lot going on. So I prayed about it for a couple of days, and then I just pulled the trigger on it, and I just got started with it. And like I said, I didn't know anything about credit at that time. As a matter of
Right.
fact, later on, when I talk more about it, I'll tell you a story about how um, right now I could have probably had an 850 all the way
Yeah.
at the top if I had done certain things and stuff. So um,
Before. Right.
yeah, if I had
Okay.
known what hindsight, if I had known what I know now, I
Yeah.
would, yeah, I would have been better off. But yeah, he showed me that, and then it was that was July of 2020. Come December of 2020, I was up to a 703, and that, along with my wife, she already had great credit, but along with my wife, we had to apply together for the place that we're currently at right now.
Right.
Um, we had to apply together, and we were able to move out at the end of December. After my score got up, and we moved
Okay.
into from that 1 bedroom, 400 square foot apartment with the rickety stairs to a 3 bedroom. Well, we call it 2 office, 1 bedroom because we don't have kids yet. But to a
Okay.
3 bedroom condo. We got grass in the back. We were able to take the dog from her parents' house because she had a dog, but we couldn't keep it at the small apartment. Now he's got grass in the back to play in and stuff. And so,
Nice.
this financial literacy, it really made a difference in our life. And that's why, like, I'm just out there, and
Yeah.
doing stuff like this too.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for people who are watching, right, or listening to the audio and all that, and maybe some are like, I don't care too much about credit, that type of attitude. What do you have to say to them? Like, why is it so important to understand your credit, follow up on your credit, and keep a good credit score? Like, why is that so important? Especially if you want to go out and purchase, finance through a bank. You want to finance a car. You want to get into a mortgage. How important is that?
Well, I would say the the thing that most stands out about having excellent or great or good credit is that you're saving money. So,
Mm,
obviously, the lower your credit score, you're going to have higher interest rates, you're going to have higher APRs. You go and
right.
purchase a car, you drive off that lot with a 580, your APR and interest is going to be sky high. But
Mhm.
if you have a great score, over 700, not only are you going to go in there and not put anything down, but you're going to leave out of there with a great rate, like maybe 3 or 4%. And so
Okay.
that's what it's about. It's about saving money because it's not just a number. It really is, your grade, your adult grade.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah. And it's also basically like, to understand it probably easier is letting creditors know that how responsible you are in paying your bills on time and whatnot.
you got it. Yeah. Same thing goes for like a house, Yes, the lending standards say you can get into a house at 580, but you want to have your credit like up there, you know what I mean? Like in the 700s so that you're not, getting I was gonna say a word. So you're not
Well, if you're getting ripped off too, because I
yeah,
mean, no,
yeah,
nobody's out there to give money to the bank. I don't want to
yeah,
pay for a house if the bank says, okay, you qualify for 300,000, and
mm,
but when with my credit is so messed up, I'm gonna end up paying with interest off the
yeah,
roof,
almost
and I'm gonna pay up
one and a
four
half,
hundred
2 times
thousand.
more. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, exactly,
So
and then okay,
that's the interesting thing, like sometimes, even for me, like I put my credit on the back burner because I didn't need it. I didn't need my credit. So I didn't realize, but I didn't realize it until I decided to start my life. I didn't realize it
uh-huh.
until I decided to, move forward and wanted to do greater things and be with my
Exactly.
wife and we wanted to do greater things that was the thing that was holding me back. And so yeah, people I'm always out here trying to share that with people that you may not need it right now. It may not matter. You may be okay with, just going out, going to the club, spending money rather than
Exactly.
getting your credit up and right.
Yep.
But believe me, you want to have it set and situated before you actually need it. Because when you need it, you already missing the opportunity. Because that's what
Yeah.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good point because you speak about that. Is that people think that because, oh, well, I have money in the bank, I have the cash, but I don't think banks really look and see how much cash you have. They want to see that credit score.
Yeah, they want to know that you're reliable, that you're going to pay back the lenders. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, cash can only take you so far. That's just the bottom line. Cash can only take
I seen a podcast with Shaquille O'Neal
you.
on a podcast, and he said that he was in shock because he wanted to buy a house for his mom here in Orlando, Florida, and he was with the realtor, and the realtor, and he says it like that. He's the realtor. He said, "I want this house. I'm gonna pay it cash." He's like, I need to run your credit." He's like, "Do you know who I am?" And she's like, I understand who you are, but we still have to go through the process. So even Shaquille O'Neal
Yes,
had
sir.
to
I
get his,
know who you are.
yeah, but we
Yeah,
still have to run your credit score. It's crazy. Even Shaq, he says it on the podcast.
absolutely, absolutely, man. Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, it's important, man.
So, Michael, let's go ahead and get to it. I'm gonna go ahead and share what you sent me. So go ahead, man. Listen, take your time. I know we talked a lot and then everything whatnot, but take your time because I want you to be able to give all the information that you need to give out. So this is uh this is his information, ladies and gentlemen. I know if you're listening to the audio, you can't see it, but that's why you need to go to YouTube or Facebook and watch it via the video. But
Absolutely.
go ahead and talk to us about this. Go ahead.
Okay. First, I wanted to take an opportunity to just explain to people exactly what financial literacy is first. So
Yeah.
I pulled up a couple definitions. One is just the actual definition from the dictionary, and the dictionary says financial literacy is defined as an individual's ability to obtain, understand, and evaluate the relevant information necessary to make decisions with an awareness of the likely financial consequences. And the thing I want to point out is making decisions and consequences.
Mm,
That's what people need to understand this for, because you can make decisions with financial literacy and knowing everything that you can learn here, and by contacting me. Now, I mean, yeah, I guess that's a plug, but
yeah.
you can learn financial literacy and make decisions, and the consequences are positive, or you
Okay.
can not make decisions and not make good decisions, and the consequences continue
Right.
to keep you where you're at or put you further back. The second definition is actually from the President's Advisory Council on Financial Literacy, because the president
Okay.
has an advisory council on this stuff. So it's
Absolutely.
out there, but people just aren't looking for it. The information is out there, but people just aren't looking for it. But that's why me, myself, our company, our team, we're out there putting it in people's face and letting them know that these things are things to be valued, and it's important. So the council says financial literacy and financial education is the process by which people improve their understanding of financial products, services, and concepts. So they are empowered to make informed choices, avoid pitfalls, know where to go for help, and take other actions to improve their present and long term financial well being. So, again, it comes down to making decisions, and decisions that can affect your current standing, your present, and then also your long term financial well being. So, with that said, I'm gonna bring it over here, and I'm gonna explain exactly how a credit score is calculated. Because
Calculated. Okay.
yeah, because I mean, once you realize and you understand just these five principles right here, even that can start to put you up once you start to basically, know the game. Um,
Right.
as you can see right here. Oh, you can't see my mouse. So can you see my mouse?
Uh no, I don't think so.
No,
But
oh, you
you
can't.
could
Oh,
pass.
okay. You can't see my mouse. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So there's the first one. It's the payment history. Well, let me point out the two first ones: payment history and capacity and amount owed.
Okay.
Those are the largest factors that affect someone's credit, and they total up 65%. So your credit score goes from 300 to 850. So basically, you're not trying to count all the way from 1 all the way up to 850 to a perfect score. No, you only have control of 550 of those points. So with
Mm.
550 points available, 65% of that is you paying your stuff on time.
Oh, I see your mouse there.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So 65% of that whole score, which is, more than half of your 550, is you paying your stuff on time, and the capacity and amount owed, which means, your limits based on your utilization. So
Okay.
35% is payment history. And one way I let people know that you can stay on top of this is just put your stuff on automatic payment. And people say, oh, but I don't want to go overdraft. That's why it's important to learn how to budget.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
Yes.
just because one doesn't work with the other doesn't mean that it's okay. That's a descending arc. If you think about it that way, that's like a descending arc.
It
But
is. Yeah.
if you start to, do one piece of this at a time, then that's an ascending arc, and you're going to start to see different results and different things happening inside of your life.
Okay.
So that's 35% your history. One late payment, it goes from 30 days to 60 days to 90 days to a collection and then to a charge off. One late payment. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's what we end up disputing and having removed. So one late payment can end up looking like a bankruptcy. You never got it. You don't even own a house, but you got something on your thing that looks like a bankruptcy. That's how serious payment is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay.
That's why we're here, man, to talk about
Yeah. Yeah.
it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so then we've got capacity and amount owed. That's 30%. So that's basically your utilization. So you want to keep your utilization below 30%. I mean, like the magic number, if you really wanted to like have a super, super high score, you want to keep it below 10%. But the norm before, algorithms, because everything is running on an algorithm right now.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. So the norms before the credit bureaus and agencies algorithm, gets flagged and starts, decreasing your score is 30%. So you own a credit card and it is $1,000
Yeah.
credit card. How much do you want to keep your credit card at? If it's $1,000 and you need to stay below 30%.
I'll take a wild guess.
300.
800.
Man, we gonna talk after this, bro.
Yeah. No.
No, you wanna have, if you have $1,000 credit limit and you want to keep it below 30%, you want to have your credit.
Oh yeah, probably like 250.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah,
Yeah.
the max would probably be 300, but you want to
Okay.
keep it.
Sorry,
keep
I didn't understand. I didn't analyze the question before you.
it.
Yeah, that's why I was going with a higher number. No, no, no.
That's all
And
right.
actually, what I think a secret too that I learned myself the hard way was when you use a credit card, you want to pay the whole amount too. Is that
Yeah.
correct or?
Well, not only is it's okay to pay the whole amount, but here's something for the listeners and
Okay.
the people that are watching right now. My
Absolutely.
my whole team knows exactly what I'm about to say right now.
Yeah.
It's a secret. It's a secret.
Oh,
No,
a secret.
no.
I was gonna say.
One way to get your credit score to get, go up faster is actually, yeah, you could pay off the entire thing every month. But one way to get it to go up faster is to split up your payment. So say you owe $100, your payment is $100, or your balance left on the card is $100, right?
Right.
Your statement comes out, or I mean, before your statement comes out, 15 days before you get your statement, you want to pay half of that. So you pay $50. Then 3 days before your due date, you want to pay the other half of that. And what happens is the system thinks, oh, this person has made 2 payments, and they consider you an aggressive payer. And so that
Ah,
causes your credit score to also raise up too. So that's like, something you could do for free. If you're on top of your stuff, if you're on top of your budgeting and
yeah.
you got your mind on your money and your money on your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's me definitely.
Yeah. But if you're on top of that, then you're going to be able to, capitalize on that and get your score to go up higher. So yeah, you're right.
Okay. And it's funny because I actually did that one time because I have the auto payment on that card that I have with the same bank that I have.
Hmm.
And once I adjusted the payments, but I forgot to delete the other one, and I saw 2 payments. But then I
Hmm.
got a notification on my score saying, "Hey, your score is doing good." And when I looked, I said,
Exactly.
"Wow, it jumped up." I was like,
Exactly. Yeah.
"Yeah," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Ah, that's a little
That's
tip."
why. That's why. Yeah. So,
Okay.
um, yeah. So then you've got your 15%. Then it goes, a little bit lower and lower, but they still matter. Your length of credit is 15%. That's how long you've had the accounts. Remember before I told you I was
Oh
going to tell
yeah.
you a little story about, how I messed up with credit. So, before I ever had any credit, when I was still running around with those people, that I said we were friends and we were getting into the wrong stuff, when I was
Yeah.
still running around with those people, I actually, got approved for, an American Express. And that was like 1996. I got approved for an American Express, and I think it was like maybe $1,000. And back then, in the Bay Area, like these jogger sweat like suits, that make that type of
Oh yeah.
sound, like like windbreaker type stuff. Like
Yeah.
that was really in. And I went to this store, man. I had my new American Express, and I went to the store, and like I spent, I don't know, maybe $500 there, and then I bought a gold chain,
Whoa.
a gold rope chain and stuff, and I maxed it all the way out. And they contact you to pay that stuff, but I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, prove me for the credit. I used it, you know.
yeah, but not knowing, not realizing, I'm thinking like, oh, I got this credit.
It's
They
free
not
money. Free
yeah,
money.
free money. They're not gonna know, how to get a hold of me. I'm in these streets.
Exactly.
But so then yeah, come to a year later or so, maybe I just closed the account, and I think later on it became a charge off and stuff. And then the reason why I say that is because 50% is length of history. Back in 1996, had I have kept that American Express card open, was 96. Let's see, that's 25 years.
5 years. Yeah.
25 years. I would have had 25 years of history
Wow.
under my belt there. And so you could basically say, for every year of history that you have, you can calculate maybe about 6 points. That's what it kind of calculates out to.
6 point. Okay.
Yeah. So for every year, you got about 6 points. So 6 times 25, that's what that is. Okay. So
Okay.
it's over 100. I'm not gonna do
Yeah.
the math.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Don't
You
put
guys
me
do the
on.
math.
Yeah. So 6 times 25, that would have put me up into the 800s, close to 850 or something, right now.
Oh,
That's where your history
wow.
comes in. So people that are
Yeah.
listening right now, if a lot of times it's students, students, they get bombarded with credit card offers and stuff, and they get them. I got a business partner. Her name is Sorrel. She tells a story of when she was in school. She got the cards and everything. She wasn't doing anything wrong with them. She was just buying school books, and she maxed them out. And then later on, ended up
Okay.
closing it. And so again, there's another situation where students or people that just don't have the financial literacy or the knowledge about it right now are
Exactly.
passing up on opportunities to be greater in the future. So
Okay.
but yeah, real quickly, new credit inquiries. That's just, anytime somebody is applying for credit, you get an inquiry on your thing.
Right.
So, I mean, obviously, you don't want to apply for a bunch of things all at the same time. The only time you're going to do that is like when you're applying when you're getting a car, you're looking for financing for a car. If you
Mm-hmm.
have a great score, like I didn't in 2014 when I bought my Ford Focus, if you don't have a great score, they're going to run your credit with a bunch of different lenders. And so you're going to have all
Ah,
these things. But the cool thing about that is that when your credit is ran in succession, by, lenders, that's another thing that, credit bureaus and the algorithm, all that, they know that, oh, this person is just, looking for lending. Those things drop off pretty quick. So that's a good thing.
okay.
And then,
Because I know they say that that's like when they say they're gonna pull your credit, that's like a hard pull,
yeah,
from what I heard.
it's like a hard pull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the one that really affects your credit, right? If
Yeah.
it's
It,
done a
like
lot
I
of
said,
times.
yeah, 10%. So, like I said,
Ooh.
if you do the division, if you do the math, like I said, you're only in control of 550 points. So if you do
Okay.
the math, 10%
Now,
is
why?
only
I'm sorry. Why is it only 550 per? Is that what is given to
well,
you?
yeah. So your credit score ranges from 300, right?
To 850.
Unless you have like ghost credit where you have no credit, at which point,
Oh,
yeah, and at which
okay.
point you just want to get a secured card or a finger account or something like that just to
Right.
start up some credit or something. But if you have a credit score at all, it's going to range from 300 to 850.
Okay.
So in between that, you only have 550 points.
Ah,
You're
I
not
got.
starting from one. You only have 550 points. So
Oh, got you.
when you see that 10%, that's 55 points right there, because that's 10% of
Of
550.
course.
So
Okay.
you have
Makes
control
sense.
of 55 points if you keep your inquiries down. You have control of 55 points if you have a range of different, credit, installment loans, mortgage, a car, those
Right.
are installment loans, or credit cards, which are revolving loans. So,
Okay.
and then, you could do the math on these. 15% of 550 is such and such,
Okay.
30% of 550 is such and such. So those are the points, that you have available.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how your score
Okay.
is calculated.
That is good, man. That what's that last one there?
That last one is type of credit. So
Oh, okay.
you see it says installments. Installment loans are basically, your car,
Your car.
your mortgage, and all that kind of stuff, things of that nature. And then your revolving is things that you pay down, you charge up, you pay down. That's why it's called revolving.
Okay.
That's your
Now,
revolving.
do you advise like some people, let's say, that don't, get these credit cards in the mail? They don't want to apply for no credit cards, or maybe they had credit cards in the past. They weren't able to manage it. I mean, it's always, I think it's always good to have a credit card. You just have to learn how to manage it. Don't go too crazy, but it's good to have a credit card, right?
Yeah, it's good to have a credit. It's good to have maybe, three credit cards. It's good because, like I said, it comes into play with your that last one, the types of credit, the mixes. So
Okay.
if you might have a car, and you put your money down, you got a loan, that's an installment loan. But if you have no credit cards, then you really have no mix of credit. So you're
Uh,
really missing out on that 10%. That's kind of holding you down. But once you start adding in revolving credit on top of your installments, then that 10% can come into play, and you can, accumulate that 55 points that is available for
okay.
you. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Great. All right. Do
Those
you have another slide you want to share?
um I don't think I have another slide I want to share.
Okay. No, that's good.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
also,
yeah.
let's talk about because now
Actually,
that we have, I'm sorry.
actually, I just wanted to share this slide real quick.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So just one of the things that people need to keep in mind is that, when you have a vision for your future, when you have an idea or a picture of what you see your future to be like, it's important to have all of the pieces, basically. And
Yeah.
so I just wanted to let people know that, what it is that we do is not just about your credit. We're
Okay.
trying
Good.
to help people put all the pieces of the puzzle together. And so we obviously start with, things like budgeting. Budgeting is the main thing that gets you in the trouble in the first place. So you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you're not spending your money right. Your friends say, hey, let's go out to the club and everything. You have a couple of drinks, and then that causes you to, you lose your
Yeah.
judgment. You spend money on this and that and Ubering here and there, and then before you know it, you've done some bad things with your credit card and stuff. So
Exactly.
budgeting is definitely a part of that puzzle.
Okay.
And then we got the credit restoration. I mean, credit builder, credit attorney. I mean, I'm not going to go through this whole thing. People
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
want to put this together, put their picture together of their puzzle, of the way that they see that their life going. Then they can
Okay.
definitely reach out to me, and I'll help put that puzzle together with them.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, because you help everyone go through, the process. I mean, you what? Okay. Let's do this for someone who wants to reach out to you, that's watching this content, and whatnot. What are basically the first steps that you do with them?
It depends on what it is that they're coming to me for. Most people, like I said, are coming to us. Myself, the company, our team, for credit restoration.
Credit restoration. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, in my situation, when I came to it, I'll give my story. Like I said, when I came to it, I had a 592. I signed up
Okay.
with this company. The main thing that I wanted to get a hold of was credit restoration. It just so happened that they included all the rest of this stuff with it. Great,
Okay.
great, but I needed my credit restored. So what happened is their legal team got all of the negatives that were on my credit report. They created letters for me, and then they
Uh,
sent those letters to me. I found out later that the reason why they send those letters to me is that because I'm the consumer. Not only am I
okay.
the consumer, but this is this company is a financial literacy company. They're not just trying to fix your credit so that you can go out there, run it up again, and then be in the same
Exactly.
and then be in the
Yeah.
same situation,
That makes
a
sense.
year from
Yeah.
now. So they're really trying to teach people, how to,
Educate you.
edge
Absolutely.
exactly. So yeah, they have the consumer create get the letters and then send them out, because it actually holds a different kind of weight when the consumer starts this investigation. When the consumer says to the credit bureaus, rather than just random credit disputing company, when the consumer says, when Michael Jeter signs that paper and says, hey, I feel like some of these items on my credit report are inaccurate or they're obsolete. I had a whole another social security card reporting to my
Are you serious?
yeah.
Wow.
Ask my wife. She's right there in the comments.
Yeah.
I had a whole social security report and I didn't even know,
Wow.
but they found it, put it on my put it on my
On your
letters.
credit, yeah.
And sure enough, you send these letters out, or you send a couple, sets of letters out. And like I said, in about
Exactly.
4 or 5 months, there she
Okay.
goes. See, she said yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
saw
I
that.
was like, how do you guys not? How does the credit bureaus? I mean, but the credit bureaus, all they are, they're not like part of the government. They got a bureau. Yeah, she said it in the comment.
Yeah.
They got a bureau behind their name, but it's not like the Federal Bureau of Investigations or any type of
Okay.
thing like that. It's
Yeah.
just they just call themselves the credit bureaus,
The
but they're
credit
not a
bureau.
government agency. All they're
Yeah.
doing is collecting names, information. Then they sell those names and information, and that's pretty much all they do. They just keep records of things.
That's what
So
I heard. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I
yeah,
heard. And they sell, I think they sell those portfolios to other people, right?
to other people, to even to
For them
people,
to collect the money from you.
yeah, even to people that have no right to collect your money. That's what just happened.
Mm.
Actually, you got time for me to tell a little
Yeah.
quick story about collections?
Go ahead, let's do it.
Collections fraud. Okay, so yeah, just the other day I did a live on Facebook. Somebody had
Hmm.
sent a letter to my wife. They had sent a letter. It looked very, official and everything, but I noticed something weird about it. Inside of the envelope in the window, all it said was negotiations department, and then it had her name and our address. When I opened it up, there was no name of a company in there, and I started to read this thing, and it basically said, if you, our company has just settled with all of these companies. They named Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, American Express, and
Wow.
several other ones. So they said, we've just settled accounts with these people. If you owe money to them or any other lenders, you need to contact us within 10 days and such and such and such. So number one, just talking about what we were just saying,
Yeah.
they got that information about my wife from the credit bureaus. That they got that information about my wife, who to send it to, and our address and stuff from the credit bureaus. But
That's crazy.
the thing that they messed up with is that, number one, they said all of these people we've settled accounts with, but if you owe money to them or any other lenders, but the point is, either you set up an agreement with those companies that you just named.
Yeah.
Any other lenders should never come into it. I'm not going to just throw a lender into the mix and say, oh,
Exactly.
yeah, oh, well, I also owe Victoria's Secret, so I guess I
Exactly.
better call these people.
Yeah.
I don't know Victoria's Secret, but
Yeah. Yeah. But it was a scam. You could
it
tell it
was
was
a
already a
scam.
scam.
Yeah, it was a scam, and they really, they. So I told her we're going to write a dispute letter, because that's one of the things that credit builder that I was showing you about. One of the things that
Okay.
that credit builder does it provides letters to protect you from this kind of stuff. It's one thing to dispute your credit, then you have these letters for in case something like this happens. So the point is to send one of these debt validation letters. You send a debt valid and you say, okay, I need you to provide me your name, your licensing. Are you licensed in my state to collect? Are you able to, like where did this debt come from? Do you
Right.
please provide signatures? Please provide signatures showing that I owe this debt. Like it's a
So you
full.
could dispute that with them. You're
Yeah,
requesting it because you're the consumer. You have the right.
yeah. You're saying that I owe you
Okay.
this debt. I don't know you. I've never seen you before. I've never heard of you. And that's pretty much what the letter says. I've never heard of this debt, and I need you to provide me all the information that I'm asking for. And this is by law, Fair
Yeah.
Credit Reporting Act. This is by law that they have to
Thank you for
provide
sharing
this.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's called a debt validation letter. We have them inside of our credit builder and stuff. So um,
Okay.
Yeah, that's just
So
something
that
about the
comes with
credit.
all the package. That's what you do. That's what you do.
That's what I do. Yeah, I just educate people on this stuff, and like I said, put these pieces of the puzzle together so that you can build the picture that you want for your life. I'm building it for
Absolutely.
my life. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. So
That's why credit's important, man. Is credit is
so
it's important to understand it, look at it, man. And now that we have also these apps like Credit Karma,
mhm.
Experian, what is your advice on that? Like, which one do you recommend?
Actually, we have an app for that too. It's called Smart Credit. So um,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, and Smart Credit, you actually have to pay for it if you were not part of, if you didn't, have this protection plan. You would have to pay for
Right.
it. It's like 14.99, but it comes free with this. So
Okay.
you're the coolest thing about that is it has this uh what is it called? A virtual like a virtual assistant. So
Okay.
it shows you what your current score is. Then it shows you what your score is going to be at once we finish removing the negative items from your credit report. But then it shows you what your score is going to be like once you follow based on your 9-digit social security number,
Mm-hmm.
once you follow these particular tasks. So it might rearrange how you pay down something or how quickly you pay down something,
Oh.
but it tells you your future score, what it will look like if you just let us do what we do and then you do what you do. So yeah,
Mm.
but Credit Karma, everybody knows, if you walk into a store, if you
Yeah.
walk into a car dealership and you're like, my Credit Karma is
Yeah.
725, they're gonna be like, you got a 520.
I
So
know.
you got a
Yeah.
524. So
Yeah.
you
I
definitely,
think you posted something on Facebook, or I think it was your wife that posted something with, "Oh, Credit Karma said, oh, you're doing good in your score and experience." Like, no,
yeah,
you're
no,
not.
no, you're not. No, you're not. So
No,
yeah,
you're
I,
not.
I would say the closest thing, yeah, would probably other than Smart Credit would be Experian. Yeah, they
Okay.
yeah they
Yeah.
keep you well. So because Credit Karma is using an advantage score, not advantage, a vantage score. So,
Score.
but what lenders
Okay.
are looking at is your FICO. And I want to say something
Yeah.
before we get off of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's something coming up that people need to be aware about. It's called FICO 10T. Okay.
FICO 10T. Let me write that down.
Like, yeah,
FICO
write
10T.
that down. FICO 10T. It might also just come up as FICO 10. So people that have, you see your credit score, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
what right now most lenders are looking at, your credit score. But I want people to know that not having your credit right at this point is gonna really make it difficult for you to get lending get lenders to look at your stuff, or for you to get a house, for you to get a car, any of that stuff. Because once FICO 10 or FICO 10T, the T stands for trending. So
Ah. Okay.
basically, they're not just going to be looking at your credit score anymore. They're not going to just see, Angel, you got a 755. Great. No, now they're going to be looking at trends. They're going to go back 2 years.
Mm.
They're going to be able to Lenders are going to be able to look back 2 years into your credit, and they're going to make a judgment on your credit based off of your past practices
History.
up
Yeah.
up until now. So now,
Exactly. Because they want to see how you got there. Oh, you got 7. Okay. I want to
mhm.
see how you got there before. Let's
Yeah,
go back.
because yes, now they're going to be able to see. Oh, last month you had a 590. So
Mm.
you know what I mean? Like before you got credit restoration, you had a 590.
That's
So they're
crazy.
going to know that your practices haven't been so good. So that's
Yeah,
something
because
before
you
you
don't
want.
have that long history. Like, how did you do this in 1 month
Yeah.
compared to someone who's been doing it for 5, 10 years?
Well, that's why I wanted to make sure that I got on here and I said that part,
Oh,
because I
thank
was
you,
thinking
man.
about it
I
the whole
appreciate that.
time. But that's something really important, man. FICO 10T, when that it's already being adopted right now, but
Okay.
once that like really drops, next year and stuff, lenders are gonna be turning down people left and right. So
Wow. That's
definitely want
crazy,
to
man.
get your credit right
Yeah.
now.
Appreciate it, Mike. Mike Jeter with the G.
Yep.
That's awesome, man. Thank you, Mike. Man, I appreciate your time, brother. Look, man, time has flown already. I know you
No,
gonna be with your family. I know you got a date tonight with your wife and the
my
family and
wife's
whatnot.
birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, man.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow's
Oh,
her birthday,
tomorrow?
but
Hey, well,
we're
okay.
going out to dinner.
Early happy birthday. Many blessings to her and you and your family, man.
Thank you,
Go
sir.
enjoy
Same to
your
you.
Friday, man. And I hope you have a great weekend. Mike, thank you again, man. Thank you so much for, man. Like I said, this isn't about quantity, it's about quality, man. And
Thank you, sir.
Definitely dropped a lot of quality information, probably a lot more. And I know we're gonna have a chance to do this again in the near future. So I'm looking forward to that again, man.
Absolutely. I thank you for having me on too, Angel.
No problem, man. Thank you. So, guys, follow Myke Jeter on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I got all your accounts, so I'm gonna be following you, man. So stay right there, man. I'm gonna go ahead and close out, and I want to chat for you for a little bit.
Okay.
All right, guys, there you have it, man. Thank you again. Once again, thank you so much, guys, for joining this podcast. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Help me get to that 300 mark. I'm very close. I'm almost there, more than halfway there, and I'll be so excited one day to get there and share this information with you guys. So, guys, once again, as you may have seen, transfer factor, man. If you guys don't know about this, natural supplement. If you're into natural supplements, there's my wife's information there. A molecule that gives your immune system the boost that it needs to fight against viruses, illnesses, and whatnot. Yo, the protein bar. Mike knows what that is now because I introduced him to that, man. A delicious protein bar, very healthy. So guys, go ahead and subscribe there. Look up my link there. There's my link there. Also, as I showed earlier, dry mailbox. I am the mailbox man. My friend Nelson, he got this business going. I'm running it for him. So, guys, I need support within the Orlando community. Please support small businesses, man. I really appreciate your help. Anyone that you know that has a mailbox in the Orlando area needs a new mailbox, please contact me. Look up that mailbox, drymailbox.com right there, and look up the information. So, before we leave, I want to leave a positive note as always. You guys know that I give him the glory and I thank him for this podcast, and we're having my guests here. Proverbs 25:12. It says, and it's crazy how this word goes with what we're just talking about. A warning given by an experienced person, right? This guy's an experienced person. He's giving you a warning. He's giving you a notification about what you need to do. So a warning given by an experienced person to someone willing to listen. So if you're willing to listen to this information, you're willing to follow his instruction, his guidance to get to where you need so that you could enjoy a better life and not waste your money, is more valuable than gold rings and jewelry made of the finest gold. So meditate on that word. There it is right there. Take a screenshot because when you get a warning given by an experienced person, someone that's been there, done that, that already went through that path, and they're telling you what you need to do, that is more valuable than gold, than jewelry, than money, than anything else. All right, guys. So, guys, thank you again for joining this podcast. I'm going to have a special guest coming soon to a podcast near you. So, guys, thank you again. I'll see you on the next episode of the Young Entrepreneur Mindset Podcast. Follow Myke Jeter, man. This guy has a lot of information that you need to do. You need to his guidance. Trust me, you need his guidance. So, guys, peace. Have a safe weekend. Happy Friday. Good night. God bless. I'll see you in the next one.